Welcome back to the High Sierra Report. I'm here with Captain Randy Pichon from the El Dorado County Sheriff's Department, and I understand that you're in charge of all the jails of El Dorado County and all the inmates, and you've come up with some special ways to help rehabilitate them. Can you start sharing some of the things that are going on?
Sure. We've been hit with this huge problem of now we're housing inmates that used to go to state prison after they were sentenced. So we're filling up fairly rapidly, and we had to come up with a way to keep these inmates when they get out of jail to not come back to jail, to not recidivate.
That's one
again.
of your charges, isn't it? Figure out a way so they don't,
Yep.
you don't want to see them again?
Well, we have a duty to protect the community. We don't want to have them go out and commit more crimes, create more victims. You know, the Sheriff's Department is responsible for keeping the community safe. So the jail is a huge part of that. It's not just punishment, but rehabilitation as well. So starting about 8 years ago here in Lake Tahoe, we started a culinary arts program in collaboration.
A culinary arts program?
Culinary arts program, teaching them to cook. We sat down with Lake Tahoe Community College and put together a collaboration where we are offering the community college's 2-year program in the jail. We have inmates that work in the kitchen. They're in there 12 hours a day, and we said we can guarantee people will show up for class and they will study.
They don't get to call in sick, do they?
They don't get to call in sick, and they don't get to go out to recess, but we have them for 12 hours a day, and we can deliver a 2-year program in under a year in the jail.
So these people that are now inmates, you're teaching them a skill that they can take when they leave and get jobs.
Not only a skill, but we're work hardening them. We run it as a business. They report into work, they can earn extra days off, they can earn extra benefits, so they don't get paid, but they get to earn privileges. So they get used to coming to work. They get used to working as a team. They get used to being accountable. For most of them, it's the first time in their lives they've ever actually made something that was quality. They learn to, they have to do community service as part of this program. The Easter egg hunt last week by the Optimist Club at Lake Tahoe Community College, all of the Easter eggs were done by the inmates. It's part of their community service.
Wow, that's pretty remarkable. Now, when you're talking about this, you're creating an environment where actually they're learning work skills. They're learning the discipline of having to come to work on a regular basis as part of this program, hoping that when they get out, they'll take that discipline to them, to the workforce.
Well, we actually work on getting them jobs. We make use of our contacts in the community, and we will roll them out not only to jobs in the culinary field, but one of our graduates manages a motel now. So these are things that these folks have always kind of been on this track of addictions and failure, and now we're building them up. Part of the program to get them used to being successful is all of the inmates are entered in the county fair. So for the
They bring their recipes and they cook
do their recipes. We drive down to Placerville, put them in the county fair. We have been sweeping the baking competition for a few years now. And for most of these inmates, it's the first time in their life they've ever won anything. They'll walk around with their blue ribbon sticking out of their little uniform pocket and just kind of, very, very proud of themselves.
Boy, I tell you what, creating pride may be one of the biggest things you can do, because a lot of those people go in, they have a lot of, I'm not a mental expert, but they have some self-esteem issues usually.
Big time.
So this helps them get better. You've had good success with it?
Excellent success. Most of our graduates never return to jail.
Oh, that's fantastic. And now you're taking this to Placerville.
Expanding it down to Placerville Jail. We're trying to triple the size of the program, expand it out. We have a small catering function going on. Jailhouse catering, it's so good it's a crime.
That's great.
The inmates actually get work experience doing this, doing community events, nonprofit
Well, Randy, you and I
things.
could talk about this forever,
That's right.
but we'll be back on more in today's High Sierra Report right after this.